after an already soaking July, New York City was hit again last night with another round of downpours, as you know. This is video out of Bayside, Queens, one of the neighborhoods hit the hardest, but really no borough was spared last night. Joining us now is Zachary, Iscol, Commissioner for New York City Management. Zach, good to have you with us. Just to check in where we stand with things this morning. Any parts of the city having a harder time than others drying out?
Yeah, so first off, thanks for having me on. And the team did a really remarkable job over the last few days preparing for this storm. As you said, no borough was spared. We got heavy rains just about everywhere. But we had crews out there overnight clearing out a lot of the highways. We actually even had a minor landslide out on the Cross Island. Crews from our sanitation department and Department of Transportation did a great job cleaning that up. So still a lot of work going on around the city, but no one area, that's been hardest hit or that's requiring more cleanup than others.
Hey, it looks like this is kind of like the new way of life in the city with what goes on in the subways. We're looking at video right now of passengers crawling around, water flooding through the subway system and whatnot. The roads are being inundated more and more, it seems. Are we having to kind of reassess the way, I guess, we prepare for these rainstorms, even though it's just rain?
Yeah, it's not just rain, right? These are really life-threatening events. People need to take them very seriously. And one of the issues that we're dealing with, we've seen significant numbers of days with high heat this summer. Every year over the last few years has set a new record for global heat. And what that means is a warmer climate means that there's more moisture in the air. And that means you have these rainstorms where you not only have more rain, but also higher rates of rain. And our infrastructure is really only designed to handle rainfall rates about 1.7 inches an hour. And we're now seeing rain events like yesterday's where we're getting 2-3 inches of rain an hour that our infrastructure is not able to keep up with. So a lot of work that needs to get done there.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to say, just rain, but what I was getting at more is that it's not like a Superstorm Sandy where we're building up for days in advance. This is, downpours, and it's leading to this because they're so frequent right now. Do you believe that the city's early warning systems worked as they should have?
Yeah, so I think, look, there is a lot of work that the city does going in to prepare for these events. We have crews clearing catch basins. We staged, first responders and life safety providers from the FDNY and NYPD around the city. We had tow trucks staged. We had pumps staged at subway stations out in sort of high flood areas. We also issued a travel advisory early for the PM commute yesterday, the AM commute this morning. But I think there is a lot of work that needs to be done to educate the public about these threats so that they know the difference between a watch and a warning, so that they know that they really need to pay attention to the forecast in these events and maybe go home early or maybe wait and go home late, and so really try and time their commute, making sure that they have a shelter or a place to go should a warning get issued and they need to escape floodwaters. So a lot of work that needs to get done on public education still. But I am very proud of our team, very proud of all the workers who are out there over the last couple of days preparing the city and then responding to the event overnight.
If I could kind of draw a positive from these rapid moving rainstorms that we have been getting, does it at least provide you and your team an opportunity to see where the biggest vulnerabilities exist with these massive downpours and where you need to put your equipment?
Yeah, part of the problem with this is you mentioned Superstorm Sandy. When we have these big coastal storms, we can model really well where that water is going to go. We know where it's going to go in New York Harbor, into Jamaica Bay. We know from the topography what neighborhoods are going to flood. These rainfall events, those storm cells can line up anywhere over the city, right? So last night we saw a rainfall event, those storm cells line up in the Bronx, out in Queens, in Staten Island. We could have had a really bad event where you have 3 or 4 storm cells line up in one particular area. So this is a much more difficult problem to solve in terms of forecasting than what we have with a lot of those coastal storms. But there is some great tools out there, some innovative technologies that will hopefully help us get better at knowing exactly where that rain is going to fall.
All right, Mr. Commissioner, thank you. Continued good luck today and with the cleanup.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
All right, good to talk with you.